In business, companies regularly make promises, like promises to pay back money that they borrow. And then those promises are then personally guaranteed by the business owners or sometimes friends of the business owner. This is the situation that forms the basis of William Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. In The Merchant of Venice, Antonio's friend Bassanio wants to borrow 3,000 ducats. Shylock agrees to make the loan, but then Shylock requires a personal guarantee from Antonio. Shylock's terms are that if the 3,000 ducats are not repaid, Antonio must give Shylock a pound of Antonio's flesh. Now, of course, neither Bassanio nor Antonio end up able to pay the 3,000 ducats, and so Shylock insists on getting his pound of flesh. To get it, Shylock sues Antonio. The court scene in Merchant of Venice is a real masterclass for every lawyer and anyone who conducts their business or personal lives with contracts. Sometimes people are surprised to learn that my undergraduate major was in theater. The arts background isn't an obvious choice for subsequent legal training, but in fact, I learned an incredible amount about conflict resolution, and conflict avoidance just by studying great theater. In this month's newsletter, our main video is about 3 common sources of litigation for business owners, and of course, how to avoid getting sued. And our featured video is about the perils of creating a will online or doing it for yourself. Now, with much more spectacular language and compelling drama, Shakespeare showed us keys to avoiding litigation and the value of getting legal documents carefully drafted. In the trial in Merchant of Venice, Antonio admits that he owes Shylock his bond, but instead there's an offer of 6,000 ducats that get made to Shylock, twice the amount that's owed, and it's made as an offer of compromise to get Shylock to take the 6,000 ducats instead of the pound of flesh from Antonio. As judge before ruling, Portia attempts to convince Shylock to take the 6,000 ducat deal. And she offers one of the most famous arguments in all of literature and theater, as she explains to Shylock that, indeed, justice is going to give him his pound of flesh if he demands it, but mercy would be better than justice. Or, in the bard's words, the quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It's twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes, the mightiest and the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above the sceptred sway. It's enthroned in the hearts of kings. It's an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show likest God's, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I've spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow the strict court of Venice, must needs give sentence against the merchant there. But Portia fails in this argument, and Shylock continues to insist on getting his justice. So Portia then proceeds to render the ruling. She gives Shylock the contract gives him, his pound of flesh. But before Shylock can take his pound of flesh, Portia also points out a critical legal flaw in the drafting of the contract. She warns that the contract does not say anything about Shylock getting any blood. And under the laws of Venice, if Shylock were to spill 1 drop of Antonio's blood in taking his pound of flesh, Shylock will then lose all of his estate. So recognizing his predicament, Shylock tries to take the 6,000 ducats offer of compromise that was made before, but now it's too late. All he gets is the right to collect his penalty pound of flesh. In today's legal, poetic terms, Shylock's screwed. So, what are the lessons to take away? First, choose mercy over justice. In the Gordillo Law Firm office, the first thing you'll see when you walk in the door is a picture of Abraham Lincoln hanging on the wall just to the left. And that picture has a quote from him. It says, "Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. As peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity of being a good man." In my own experience as a trial lawyer, getting justice from a judge or jury who doesn't know you, your business, or your family, well, it was rarely the kind of result that was satisfying or even worth the cost that had to be paid to get it. Shylock should have taken the 6,000 ducats and shown mercy instead of insisting on justice. Now, the second lesson that we learned in The Merchant of Venice is drafting documents with clarity and precision up front requires seeing the pitfalls before they happen. That's what smart clients pay their lawyers for. Taking chances with form documents, scribbled deals on napkins or by emails, that all works fine until it doesn't. You want things like loans, contracts, and instructions what to do on your behalf when you can't do it because you've died or become incapacitated. Any of these kind of important instructions, you want them to be written in terms so clear, so unmistakable, that there will be no pitfalls when things go in ways that you don't expect. So, if you're owed your pound of flesh, make sure you don't have to worry about spilling blood when you take it. That's what the Gordillo Law Firm can do for you. Every day, I work with clients to help them see the wisdom in compromising disputes and in planning for future events with clarity and precision. I'm really pleased to be able to do that for you, or as we like to say, for your business, for your family. Have a wonderful month of June. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and stay safe and healthy as we get to enjoy now a life free of COVID restrictions. Each month, we'll have videos on how to use the law to take care of your business and your family. This month's videos are here on the right. If these subjects interest you, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for us.